Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be re-recording demo day number 3, where we focus on how marketing teams can use ZOOMstudio. Unfortunately, when we presented the other week, it did not record, but we had so many requests for the recording that we're going to run through this again. And of course, if you have questions or would like to meet one-on-one, feel free to reach out afterwards. We also have JGR joining us today. JGR has
Hi.
Hi, JGR. JGR has experience within the industry on both the supplier, distributor, and now service provider side. She is our marketing manager here at Zoom Catalog. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll jump right in. So in this session, we are going to start by discussing why we built ZOOMstudio. Then we're going to talk about what it is, who uses it. We'll then create some content, talk a little bit about marketing teams using ZOOMstudio, and at the end, we're going to answer some of the Q&A questions that we got on the previous session. So let's talk about why we built ZOOMstudio. First and foremost, our industry has been undergoing a digital transformation for over a decade now. Sometimes people do refer to our industry as sort of a dinosaur, a little old school, but we're catching up, and it's happening faster than ever. Suppliers and distributors need to know what technology is available and look at ways they can get rid of those manual processes that are weighing them down and start doing things in a more efficient way by embracing technology. And that is one of the reasons we built ZOOMstudio. When we look at the process of designing a catalog, it takes weeks, if not months, to get together, starting with getting photography together, spreadsheets of data, going into design software, copying and pasting, getting the layouts done, exporting. And then once you finally get it online, it's out of date. Pricing has changed and you have to go back and make edits. So one of the reasons we built ZOOMstudio was to help make this process much more efficient and also enable you to keep your content up to date. As I touched on, pricing is changing. Volatile supply chains have plagued our industry for years now, especially since COVID, and it makes it really hard to put out content that is accurate and up to date. Not just catalogs, but flyers, presentations, lookbooks, and more. You get your piece published, and a day later, something has changed, and you have to go back and make those changes. By using ZOOMstudio, we're connecting to your product data. So we're able to keep the content and the data up to date. So when you're creating, you know that everything's going to be accurate and you, your team, and your distributors can create with confidence. Changing expectations. If we look at the way buyers make purchases these days, they expect efficiency. They expect really seamless experiences and they want things to be accessible. So what we're seeing in our industry is that newer distributors and more distributors want tools that they can use to self-serve. They need to put together a quick presentation, or they want you to send them a quick presentation. And they just want it to be done or do it really fast. And of course, without a tool like ZOOMstudio, you're reliant on a design team and waiting for that to be done. And it's going through multiple points of contact before you can get what is needed. So by looking at the changing buyer expectations, we can see that there is a need for suppliers to provide tools to their team and distributors to be able to fulfill quick requests quickly, seamlessly, and easily. And then lastly, growing custom needs. When we launched Zoom Catalog, the initial concept was to get suppliers' catalogs online. It was the catalogs they were printing and shipping, but over time, suppliers started to create content that was digital only. Then we introduced Zoom Custom, which allowed distributors to put their branding and contact information on these pieces. But one common thread that we faced every year was distributors and suppliers asking, can I edit the products? Can I mark up the pricing? Can I choose a different color? We wanted to make that possible with ZOOMstudio. So with ZOOMstudio, you can create content that meets different customers' needs quickly and easily. Distributors need different things. They have different projects, they have different branding, and with ZOOMstudio, it's all possible and you can create content at scale. So what is ZOOMstudio? ZOOMstudio is the industry's smartest and easiest design tool, enabling you to create custom content at scale. I already touched on most of these points a minute ago, but the biggest thing is that your products are at the heart of ZOOMstudio. Not only that, but we're able to refresh and keep your product data up to date. So when you're creating content like catalogs, lookbooks, presentations, and flyers, You are pulling from your latest, most accurate product information and quickly publishing these pieces that can be shared via link online. So who uses ZOOMstudio? Firstly, as our focus is for today's demo day, your marketing team. Your marketing team has requests all the time to create new catalogs and flyers, sell sheets. Those things can be done with in ZOOMstudio by anyone on the team, on the marketing team. Also, your sales team. In a previous demo day, we actually focused specifically on how sales teams can use ZOOMstudio. You can empower your sales teams to be able to create pieces on the fly, and they can get presentations to customers while on the phone. Also, your design team. Depending on if you're a small company or a huge company, you still likely have to do design. If you have a design team, this tool can empower them to be able to get product collateral done super fast. And again, it's connected to your product data, so they're not spending their time copying and pasting, searching for the right resolution images. And of course, distributors. In our next demo day session, we're going to be focused on how you can integrate ZOOMstudio on your website. And the main reason you'd want to do that is to allow distributors to easily access the tool so they can create what they want when they need it. So there are a lot of benefits for ZOOMstudio, but we have a few listed here. One is creating and capturing more demand. We know suppliers are getting tons of requests every day for specific presentations, marketing pieces, for a catalog to be adjusted slightly, and different things like that. Generally, these requests are sort of off the table. It's just too much to be able to fulfill all of them, but not anymore. With ZOOMstudio, anyone on your team or a distributor themselves can fulfill the demand, and all this content can be created, resulting in more sales. Your team can collaborate more and overall make better decisions. We'll get to the product in a little bit, but you'll see that with the tool, you get access to a dashboard. You can invite in your entire team so that anybody can log in and not only see what they're creating and how those pieces are doing, but they can see what each other is creating. So they can share designs and templates. With the data, you can also see what is working and what's not. What pieces are getting viewed the most, which ones aren't being viewed at all. And again, because team members can all see that, they can go ahead and share and use what is working. You can design more without spending more, which we've already touched on, but what took weeks, if not months, now takes minutes. It's very fast to put together what you need. And in a couple slides here, we're going to jump into the tool and actually build an entire lookbook. You'll see you can do this design without spending more. And you'll create content in minutes, not hours. Sometimes seconds. We have an API that allows you to create things in one single click, and next week we'll be focused on that. Okay, so for today's demo day, we are focusing on enabling marketing teams with ZOOMstudio. So to start, I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can create. Now, you've heard me repeat it a few times already, but with ZOOMstudio, you can create catalogs, lookbooks, presentations, sell sheets, inspiration boards, case studies. You name it, you can probably make it in ZOOMstudio. We've even had suppliers use it in ways that we didn't expect to create things that they are struggling to have made by their design team or their marketing team. It's a very robust tool, but is so simple to do that you can have anybody on your team jump in and create what they need. So let's take a look. I'm going to set the scene. So you're a marketing manager, and you need to create a catalog for a new product line while balancing other requests. What do you do? So in the past, you likely have to start gathering data, images, spreadsheets, planning your layouts, engaging your designer, and get this all through to the designer so they can set up a complex layout within InDesign. That's the beginning of it. Then you have all the exports and going digital. But with ZOOMstudio, you simply need to jump in and get started. So I'm going to exit out here and I'm going to go into the tool and build out a lookbook. So you'll start in your dashboard. This is the dashboard I mentioned your whole team will have access to, and you'll click Create New Design. So the first thing you're going to do is name your design, and this will mean you can easily find it later on. So I'm going to do new, or let's do holiday gifts for Linda. You can choose your currency, and then you can choose your logo. So by default, your logo will be here, but you can switch it. So if you wanted to use your customer's logo, or if you are a somebody on a marketing team creating it for a distributor, you can switch it out to theirs. Hit create and get started. Now you'll notice this looks very, very simple, and that is by design. Our main goal when building smart layouts was to make sure that it was so simple that no matter who used it, no matter how untech savvy they were, the output is going to look great. It's going to be on brand and look very professional. So we've taken a lot of the control out and allowed the tool to make the decisions around design. So whoever's creating is simply choosing the content, like what products and what images. So on the left, I have my pages. Here I can add additional pages as well as reorganize them. In the middle, I have my page. And then on the page, I have my layout, or the smart layout. So this one is really basic. It's just 4 products and a logo. But I can go manage page and change a layout to meet my needs. Now, as mentioned, I'm going to be creating a lookbook. If you want to see how to create presentations and idea boards, other things, let us know. We can jump on a demo. But because I'm making a lookbook in this demo, I'm going to manage my page and change the first page to be a cover. So for the cover page, I can add an image, a title, and my logo. So I'm going to start by adding an image. When I click Add Image, the asset library pops up. The asset library is very powerful because you can upload images, save them to your account, and come back later on and reuse them. So as a sales rep or a distributor, you can start building out a library of assets that you like to use. As a supplier, you can also upload all your lifestyle shots and your catalog images so that your users can also choose to use those to enhance their designs. And lastly, we've partnered with Unsplash, which is a library of royalty-free stock art, so that anybody who's using this tool has access to thousands of amazing images that they can use within their designs. So I'm going to search Unsplash for a keyword. Let's do gifts, since that is my theme for my book. Find the image that I like and hit select. And that will pop it right into the image block. Then I'm going to add a title. So I put my title in there and my logo's there already. So my cover is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a page. When I choose to add a page, instead of doing a single page like I would for a presentation or a flyer, I'm going to add a spread. So I get 2 pages side by side, and I get 2 different layouts. So I'm first going to start by changing the layout on the left and the right. So I'll manage page, page left. And for this side, I'm going to do half image and half product. I'm also going to turn off the logo. On the right-hand side, I'm going to change it to a layout of 3 stacked products, and again, turn off the logo. So now I have my blocks. There's 5 product blocks and an image block. I simply need to click on each and add my content. So we'll choose another image. Let's search for Christmas. Find the one we like and pop that in. Next, I need to add products. So I've touched on this a few times, but we connect to your product data so that when you are choosing to add a product, you can search for them easily right here. So the product box, the search box pops up, and your products can be searched for by keyword, ID, product name, etc. So of course, if this was set up for you, these would be your products in the search results. So I'm going to search for gifts, and then I can scroll through to find the perfect products to pop into my catalog. If available, I can choose different color variation and then add it to the page. And you'll see the product adds to the page with the name, ID, price, color, image. And then there's other details associated with this product, which I'll come back to show you how those can be included as well. But let's finish adding our products. I could continue to search for different keywords or find keywords within the last search I did, which is what I'm going to do here, just for time's sake. All right, one more product. All right, so my gift layout is done. A couple of notes here. So if you want to make changes to the product information, you absolutely can. You'll just click to edit the item and you can mark up pricing, rename it, choose different colors, There's a lot of different things you can do. You can also choose to include additional product information that's not showing on the page in what we call our sidebar. What this means is when my piece is published, whoever is viewing it can click on a specific product and view more additional information in that sidebar. So I'll show you this once I've published my piece, but not only will the user see what information is on the page here, they're going to see the materials, the description, other colors, other product images, and a lot more, which makes my catalog more shoppable. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second spread here. And again, I'm going to manage my page and change my layouts. So for something different, I'll do the 2 columns. And I'm going to turn off the logo and actually change the order of these. So I'm going to move the image to be on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to change my layout on the right and do 1 single product. Now that I've chosen my layout for each side, I'm going to fill them with the content. So we're going to go ahead and add another image. And again, I'm going to use Unsplash. So here I'm going to search for sunglasses because I'm going to make a spread with different sunglasses on it. And we'll find the image that we think will work best. Hit select. And then I can also change this a little bit. I can reposition it. So I'm going to slide that over. All right, so now I just need to add 3 products. We'll go back to the search box, type in our keyword, and then pick our products. We'll do the blue sunglasses here. And let's do these black ones. All right, so my second layout is done. I'm going to add 1 more layout, but of course, if you're building a catalog, you can put as many layouts as you want. There's no limit. So you can build a large catalog or a small lookbook, whatever works for you. So this one we're going to keep simple. On the left, I'm going to use a page break just to show you something different. So I'm going to actually use a cover page within the catalog. We'll turn off the logo. And then I'll do a single product on the right. So again, jumping over to Unsplash. In this case, I want to feature a blanket. So I'm going to find a blanket here, pop that in, and I'm going to give it a title here. So I could do a whole section of blankets. I could put a couple different layouts with different blanket options that I have, or whatever product category. And then we'll find the blanket we want to feature, choose the color, and add that in. All right, so I am done. Now, just to really finish this up, I'm going to add 1 final back page, so a single page. We'll change that over to be a cover page. And in this case, I'm going to turn off just the logo. So we'll add a message to order soon, and then put an email. And 1 final nice image to really round this out. See if we can find one that we like. There we go. Okay, so my catalog is done. Now that it's done, I simply need to publish. And once published, I get my link. And that's how easy it is. So once I have my link, it is ready to go. Whether I'm using this in a marketing campaign, an email blast, social media post, sending directly to clients, I can take this link and use it however I need. So you can see now I'm in my catalog. This is what your customer is going to view. And as they're browsing, they can click on a product to view that additional product information in the sidebar. So you can see I get the description, the other colors, product images, and pricing. So basically my Zoom catalog is published, but I managed to put it together in a minute or so, as opposed to using InDesign to build out a catalog that way. And then if I want, I can always come back. I can edit things. I can add more pages, change the order of products. I have complete control over this. And my piece is also in my dashboard. So if I need to maybe make a copy of it and edit it for somebody else, or turn it into a template, which we'll explain later, so others can customize it, we can do that as well. All right, jumping back to our presentation. So now that we've shown you the tool, we're going to talk a little bit about different ways in which your marketing team can use ZOOMstudio. And I'm going to hand this over to JGR.
So I've talked to so many marketers in our industry, and they all have the same common problem. They have this amazing strategy that they want to focus on for the year, but then they get pulled in so many directions because people need so many things for them, from the multi-line reps needing things, the field sales reps needing things. Maybe there's a new product to push. There's just so many things, and you can't always get to everything you want. So that's where ZOOMstudio can really help out, because there's so many of these things that you might be working on, where ZOOMstudio could be the complete solution to be able to make it simple and be able to answer all of those requests. So one of the great examples we came up with was pushing content to the market faster. Now, you might have the ops team coming and telling you that you have a lot of swab that you need to push out to the market. Maybe there's a new product that just came out, something you need to get out to the field as quickly as possible. Well, this is where you could very easily go in and create exactly what you need, knowing that it's on brand, you can do it quickly, and then you can actually set it up as a template and push it out to your field so that they can make additional edits as they need it. So we can show you real quick how you would turn it into a template.
Yep, so jumping back to the design we just created, once you have it open, you'll go to your design settings and then go over to template and toggle this on. It's that simple. So now when I save it, you can see it tells me this is a template. And what that means is when I share this link, other people will get an option to edit it as their own. So that, as JGR explained, maybe it's a multi-line rep who wants to quickly add a distributor's logo to it, or it's a distributor who wants to mark up the pricing a little bit or change out products. You've now created one piece that can be used by many different people using the template feature within the tool.
It's so dynamic, and it really empowers those outside teams to be able to take on some of those extra tasks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, then we also have our planning, analyzing, adjusting. What is working and what is not? What is being opened? What is being viewed? What is being customized? Sometimes you don't know. I know that as a distributor, I would get flyers or content from my supplier partners, but the marketing department might not know what's going out to the field. So what we're able to provide is a dashboard, so you can actually see which items are being viewed more versus what is being viewed less. This gives such a great opportunity to really push out things that are popular and maybe make adjustments to things that aren't as popular. It's also great because this way you can actually see who on your team is using the tool and go back to sales, and maybe you want to check budgets and see which people are really rock stars and nailing all their budgets. We would like to think they're probably using this product a lot, where someone who might be struggling, maybe you need to set up a mentor or have some extra training so that they know that they have these resources available. But if you don't have that visibility to those things that you can do, you're really missing out on your ability to make those adjustments that you need to make in order to make or make your content as effective as possible.
Yeah, and one other use case that has come up quite a lot with our suppliers that already have Studio is that the sales reps are really excited to be able to see once their customer has opened something they've shared. So something that simple is having a tool to know when things are viewed, and that not only that, shared and viewed by the end user is really useful, and another use case for this dashboard.
It's such great accountability too, because you can't say, oh, well, I don't have anything to share. Well, you have lots of things to share. Maybe you just need to learn how to do it.
Yeah. All right, next slide, 1 second here. There we go.
So on demand and on your schedule, we know that you're getting pulled in a million different directions. And it's hard not to be able to accommodate every single request as it comes, or maybe overloading your designers who already have a lengthy project list. So we've already talked a little bit about the ability to push out templates and things like this, but really being able to maintain the control of your brand is so important. And being able to create these products or these content pieces on demand when you need to, when it's a good time for you, but being able to maintain that brand standard. It's such a balance. And this makes it so easy because you can actually work together on this. So this is, again, where you're empowering your team to create the content that they want to create, but you know that it's going to come out looking absolutely beautiful. There's no broken PowerPoints. There's no incorrect pricing, or the pricing's been expired, or products gone missing. You have that comfort of knowing that everything is going out is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And a lot of what we're talking about is supporting your marketing plan. So you can add more content to things that you're already doing. So if you have any kind of open cart campaign, or you have any kind of email drip campaign that you're doing, a thank you campaign like we have showed here, you can add in some of this content into those key places so that you're getting more content out without having to spend the time to make each piece individually. You can use these in nurturing campaigns. Because it's a link, because it's digital, you're able to add it into any places that you want, like HubSpot, Hootsuite, whatever your preferred service is. And one of the things that I think is actually really important, based on a conversation we had this week, was that when you update something, you actually have to publish it out to the field. So any changes that are being made, you control those. So that link will stay accurate. And if you make changes that they go back to that link that they already had in something else, it's already updated because you took the time to go through and republish it, which I think is so important, because we all had those old links or those old catalogs. And this is just such an easier way to make sure that what they have is always going to be accurate, even if they come back to revisit it later.
Yeah, exactly. So if you put, a beautiful holiday catalog together and you published it and shared it out, you've used that link in some follow-up emails, you can go back to that design in Studio, add the new product you just added to your line, publish it, and anyone with that link or anywhere that is using that link will be automatically updated.
Mm-hmm. It's just so dynamic. I think that's been our theme of this whole conversation, is that you're maintaining the control, you're empowering your team, and you're also able to make changes as you need to, but you have that control. You're able to make those changes, but they're not being made for you. Like, this is your thing to be able to create.
Yeah. And, talking about supporting your marketing plan, I feel like we didn't touch on it quite enough, but we have a lot of suppliers who have amazing ideas for different content they want to create. Most everybody has their mainline catalog, but more and more are starting to do these breakout seasonal catalogs. But a lot of them want to do more vertical market or categorical catalogs, but it's just too much when you have to rely on a design team to follow the traditional process of publishing something like that. But with ZOOMstudio, it is so simple to put these lookbooks and catalogs together that you can now actually expand on your marketing plan and do those pieces that would be useful and would help sales and help marketing overall. So I think it's another case in which ZOOMstudio can really support your marketing plan overall.
Oh, absolutely. And I know we talked about it a lot in the sales, but even just changing something as simple as an unsplashed image to create a different vibe, it makes it a whole new piece, and you've just made one simple change.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's pretty much it. We did run through this presentation quickly. We are working to keep it under half an hour, but anybody who wants to learn more or get a one-on-one with us, definitely reach out. We'd be happy to get on a call and show you a little bit more in depth the tool. One thing we have done is pulled a couple of the questions we had on our session that unfortunately didn't record. These are questions we get quite often. It's not all the questions, just because we had quite a few. But the first question, which most people ask, especially suppliers, is if I get ZOOMstudio, how do I get my products in there? So the integration is really quick and simple. We have 3 integration methods available to suppliers. So number 1 is that we are fully integrated with promo standards. We only use 3 parts of the promo standards available. So even if you're partially done with promo standards, you might actually have enough done to get ZOOMstudio up and running. So don't rule yourself out if you're still working through that. Let us know and we can take a look for you. The second way is by using our API, which you can implement to push your data to us. And the third is just spreadsheets. We make it really simple for you though. So if you want to get started, just let us know. We'll find the right integration method and we take the work on into our side, get you up and running, and you can roll out your studio to your team and your distributors. The next question is, can I add logos to the products in my design? That is a question we never get through a demo without getting. And the exciting answer is that we are building it right now. So we're shooting for Q1 of next year to roll out the virtual sample tool. And we're working really hard to make that a fairly magical experience so that you can upload a logo and it automatically goes on all the products included in the lookbook, the presentation, or whatever you've created. Or you could share a catalog and a distributor could go and upload their customer's logo and it would go on all the products. So the answer is not quite yet, but yes, very, very soon. So if you're interested in ZOOMstudio and that feature, contact us now and we can give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what we're doing there.
Our developers have taken so much into account to make sure that it's the best thing. I'm so excited about it.
Yes, it's exciting. We've had a lot of really great industry input as well. We've been working with suppliers for so long. We actually built a virtual sample tool for one of the bigger suppliers in the industry, so we sort of know what we're doing. We do. All right, the next is pricing. How much is it to get ZOOMstudio? So that's going to be dependent on how many SKUs you have. So if you want to get pricing for us, just shoot us an email and we can do a custom quote from you. We could also jump on a call one-on-one and go through that with you as well. And then, can distributors create their own designs? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So we talk a lot about your marketing team and your sales team going into ZOOMstudio to create content, but you could send distributors in there. And we have more and more distributors wanting to use ZOOMstudio and self-serve than ever before. And I think that trend is going to continue as buyers want to just put together what they need quickly and move on, rather than waiting for somebody on your team to fulfill a request. So our next demo day session, we'll be talking about web integration and ways in which you can allow users to create these presentations with one single click from your website. So really cool features there, and they will empower both your team and your distributors who need to use ZOOMstudio. So those were the key questions we got. If we missed your question, or if you have a question, shoot us an email, reach out. We'd be happy to chat. We hope you found this session educational, and we hope that you'll also join us for a future demo day. We have a couple scheduled. So on December 20th, we're going to be exploring the web integrations. The next session, we haven't picked a date yet for because of the holidays, but we'll announce it soon. We're going to be talking about enabling distributors. And then we're going to be doing a live demo day at the PPI Expo. So if you're going to be at Expo, please come to our booth and say hi. If you can make it to the live session, let us know. We'll send an email with dates and times on that. But we'd love to see you in person. If you're not going to be there, that's okay. Reach out. We can set up a one-on-one. And then we'll have some other sessions planned. We're going to continue demo day on into the future and continue educating everybody about ZOOMstudio. So I hope you are still with us and that you've seen this whole webinar. JGR, thank you for your time and your knowledge.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everybody. And we look forward to hearing from you.